This HMT is called System Building, Key to Resolving Every Problem and Attaining Every Goal. And the book I wrote also is called the same thing, System Building, the Key to Resolving Every Problem and Attaining Every Goal. So I wrote a whole book on this. And it's not even out of the publishing house yet. It's going to be out tomorrow for the people who are here. But it's already on sale on Amazon, so you could all get it already. But I am particularly concerned about this topic because it's not something that you will see every day. I mean, if I ask here right now that any one of you should raise up their hand, even the people on Facebook, tell me what is the last book you ever read about system building? I don't think anybody, because I look myself. I've been looking for 30 years to get one book on system building that I couldn't get. I got several books that have some topics, maybe one topic inside, or some pages, or some articles, especially in business building, in business world, and in corporate world. A little bit about system, and then in engineering world. That's where I got a little bit about system building. But what I've come up with is, a collage and a process of studying so many things and experience as well to write one book that will be able to teach us about systems. So one book where you could learn everything, at least the basic stuff about system building. So that's what this HMT is going to be about. And I'm going to have some of my people here also helping me to teach and show you people what system building is about. Why is this important? This is important because if you look at Africa, the only country that has a little bit of system in the structure and the building of it will be South Africa. And that reason is because...
Hi guys, that was Pastor Sunday Adelaja on system building. Today I want to show you how to build system and structure around your goal. And so you are going to continue watching that video, and at the end of the video I'm actually going to put a link there which is actually going to lead you to more of his video on system building, on how to build system and structure to achieve any goal, system and structure to resolve any problem, system and structure around your life and more and so on. So that is what I'm going to be showing you today. Stay tuned and watch. God bless you. And as you are watching, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, subscribe, and hit like for me. Like, thank you so much. God bless you.
Understanding systems. Right now, this class, we're going to talking about just the understanding, not the building yet. We're going to get to the building, but right now it's just the understanding systems. All right, see all those lines? That symbolizes systems. All those cross lines. Okay, here we go.
All right. System is what helps us to have a definite result that is stable, predictable, and automatic.
This is important because this is the definition of system here. Why is system important? Why is it that we can use system to solve any problem and attain any goal? So system is what helps us. System is anything that works or functions in a way such that you have predictable results. And you don't just have those predictable results, but you have them stable, constant. Then you have them also in a way that it could be foretold, to foretell. You could foretell it, that what to expect. It's predictable and also is automatic, without your help or interference. So system is anything you could create to make sure that it will work by itself automatically. It will work in a way that you will be able to predict the result, and it will work without you being there to and run it. For example, this guy you saw now, that guy that came to teach you here.
Dimitri.
Yeah, Dimitri. So we graduate people like that every year through our system of rehabilitation that he was talking about, between 1,000 to 3,000 people. And I've never been to any one of them. But initially, I was there. I and Pastor Natasha, we set up the system, but now it's automatic. And it's producing predictable results. We know the kind of people that will come out. They will be on fire like him. They will be able to think like him because of the programs we have put in place. They will be national reformers like him. They will be revolutionaries like him. And they will be touching thousands like him. And yet we are not there. But we had paid the price though for that to be put in place initially. First of all, we knew, remember what we studied in the first part, we knew the laws and the principles that are needed to create such a system. So we knew the principles. Secondly, we paid the price to set the system in place. You remember we had spoken about that the only reason why they are failures is because you don't know the principles or the laws, or you have not paid the price to make, that is needed to set the system in place, to make the thing work. So, but we have done that. Now we have automatic results. Do you know that in Nigeria right now, the favorite scandal they are talking, or lies or rumors they are talking about me, is that I don't have a church anymore. That I've been kicked out of my church because I got 10 or 20 or 30 women pregnant. Huh? House arrest, yes. That's another one. Igwe, how can you know those things and you are still here? You mean you don't use this thing? You are using your head. You are not supposed to now. You are supposed to believe the Jews. I'm under house arrest and this and that. And the reason they come to that conclusion also is, apart from what is in the internet, but they also see for confirmation that I'm always on the Facebook. That is a big confirmation to that he's always on the Facebook here. If he's always on Facebook, of course he doesn't have a job. How can it be on Facebook? Because to them, to even miss a service as a pastor, senior pastor, not to show up for Sunday service, then not just one Sunday, every Sunday is not going. That church is finished now. So because I am here, but they don't know systems, they don't understand systems. They don't know that in this same Kyiv, there are 40 churches or 45 churches that are operating. Then in the Kyiv region here, there are over 60 of them. Then Ukraine, over 400 of them. So where will I go? It's good to set a system in place because the system will do the job for you. I've worked before I did that, I'd worked on the church for 20 years. Myself, I've used 20 years to set the system in place, and I've raised people. So we've set up a system, and what does a system do? A system will give you definite, certain, predictable results, stable results, automatically, without even your intervention. So the system and the values that I've set in place, I don't go there, I don't do anything, but everything is working. Because the system has been set in place, you see. That's the same way we did with creating the 200 millionaires. I took my time and trained the core 10, reproduced 10 of them, showed them, then put the system in place. The order of things, the algorithm. From there, in the next 3 years, we produced 200 of them. And we're going to do that in Nigeria. We're going to show that it's easy to become a millionaire. And it's easy, cheap. We're going to, but right now I'm just, anyway, we're going to do what we need to do to make things work. So what I'm saying, that system is a great thing. System will help you to resolve any problem if you take the time to know the principles behind that system. When you discover the principles and the laws, then you have to pay the price, even if it's going to take you 20 years. And if it's going to take us 20 years, we're going to build our own military complex. If it's going to take us 20 years, we're going to build our own automobile and automotive and locomotive centers, where we're going to have our own everything connected to engineering and everything. We're going to be producing our own anything motor. We're going to set the system in place. We are going to, if necessary, we are going to import experts that will teach our own people. And our own people will do it and learn to do the thing. So someone like this guy. We are going to fix, that's how to fix a nation. That's why these politicians, they are cheap because they want quick fix. They just want, because they have just 4 years and they want to win another election. So they just they are not thinking of creating, because it will take long time to create your own people, experts. So anyway, systems. We need to have a system like that. System that will be building our roads automatically without using it as election campaign topics. But system that will get the roads always, even before you know. You don't even need to know that the road is spoiled. System that will maintain everything we have built. Those are systems. It is because of lack of system that we are saying we don't have maintenance culture. Look at the University of Ife. If you see the way it is now, it used to be one of the most beautiful universities in Ibadan. All these universities, I mean, they are depilated, or what do you call it? Dilapidated. No, they are still looking outward, but they had no maintenance. And these are students who are supposed to be studying there, who are supposed to maintain the country. They cannot even maintain. So that is all the lack of system. I'm telling you, the evil that lack of system is doing to our country is horrible. But system will assure, when you set the system in motion, it will assure you, it will guarantee you, it will help you to always have results. System deliver to you results and makes the result let you know what to expect at the end of the day. That's why I wrote the book, Life is Predictable. By the time you understand the way system works, you will know that everything is predictable. Life is not a mystery. Of course, that is if you have not been listening too much to people like Oyedepo. They will tell you everything is mystery, it's mysterious. And the only people who can unveil the mystery is them. Nonsense. When God has said that the things that are hidden, they belong to God, but the things that are open, that belong to us and our children. God has already given us all we need. Not to remain in darkness. Because mystery is darkness. But you, as a preacher of the gospel, you are still going to tell people everything is mystery. You put them back into darkness. For them to think that everything is mysterious. Instead of you for them to help them remove the blanket, the dark blanket. And let them know that no, it is possible. You can do it. Everything is open. You are telling them mysteries. Just for you to be able to connive them and put them in your slavery system. Pastor there wants to talk. Madam.
So the system that will make the airport work.
Oh, airport. Yeah, that's the easiest one. We are talking about a system that will build it and maintain it and keep it in place. You see, these our politicians, you even think as if, did they go to school? Yeah, they go to school. They go speak good English. But they have not been taught how systems are created and maintained. They've just been taught to work, to look for jobs. That's what education has done for them. The kind of education they got is to go and get a job and get good salary. So to them, education is a form or a way of getting an employment and good salary and status in the society. It's not to create. They don't teach them how the world works, how the world is supposed to function, how the universe is composed and supposed to use. They need to understand it. They need to have a holistic picture of life, of universe and how it's supposed to function. That is what God has helped me with. So when people who are pastors go into church and just do their own little thing and think that is the whole world, put themselves in that little world. It's sad. Same thing. They also are not educated because they also got education to get a job and to survive. Not to think, ask questions, query, discover the laws, and learn how to put that together. Use the laws to create system and function and maintain. And that is the essence of education. So, what is a system? What you must know about system is that systems guarantee. It's a whole complex entity that has been built by somebody, and thanks to that, construction, you can have a result, the desired result. Let's say a car, for example. A car is a system because in a car you have about how many thousand? 26,000 elements, bolts and things that are put together in a car. But apart from the elements that are put together, you also have structures. So you have different particles and structure put together. So, but when you buy a car that you are going to be driving it and you have results. That is a system right there that somebody created to give you your desired result. And what is that your desired result? That the car will move and it will drive. You will drive yourself everywhere. That is a predictable result. And it's also it's a stable, because every day, as long as you put your oil and it's not broken, you can drive. That is predictable. That is stable. That is, result that you want is automated. You don't need to go take it to the factory again to fix it, to put it together again. No, that is what a system is. You get it? And that is the way we are supposed to make a country to function too. That's the way we are supposed to make every aspect of life and a country to function. Everything is supposed to be working automatically because somebody has put them in place with system to control functionality. So, what is a system? A system is anything, an entity or a product or anything you want that is built to function to give you a definite result, to give something that you have been constructed to give you a particular result, but in a stable way, predictable manner, and automatically. So that is the definition of system. And if it's a system, it will be reproducing itself. Systems reproduce themselves. They don't need you to come and help them. For example, the reason why when morning comes, when the dawn of the day, is it the dawn? The morning comes. Sun comes as well. And when the evening comes, sun goes. That is a system. Because it's predictable, it is stable, and it is automatic. God is a God of system, even God himself. God functions in systems, and he creates in systems. Some of us, we don't even know how the system works, but we live in that system. God doesn't need to say, oh, I am in crisis. Sorry, the sun refused to come out. I forgot to switch it on. The angel that I commissioned to go and switch it on, he had another assignment. He didn't show up. That is Nigeria for you. That is not the kingdom of God. That is kingdom of Nigeria. Kingdom of Africa. God doesn't have that kind of crisis. And you remember what I told you earlier on? Everything that God does, what he has done like that, what he has created, is a suggestion to us. It's a model for us. A stereotype. Prototype for us. Is like the cars that we got the idea from horses from. Like the planes that we got the idea from the birds from. So everything he has created. So when you rediscover systems like that, that is a suggestion to us. You too need to function like him. Create everything in system, like the sun. The morning comes, we have a bright day. The evening comes, it goes away, so that you could sleep. And God does, it's just automatic. That's a system. Like somebody said today, in the Western world here, you have winter, then you have spring, then you have summer, then you have autumn, then you have winter again. No confusion. God did that. We human beings, same thing. We are products of systems. When you eat, you don't know what goes on, but a system has been put in you. That's why for people to say there is no God, they need to talk to me. Yes, sir. So when you eat, you don't know but that is a system there that will make sure the eating process delivers to you
digestive system, anyway.
the digestive system, but I want to get to the part that it brings out the nutrients and the benefits of the best benefit of the food to you without even you doing anything. That is a system. And then the waste of it also has a system to let you release it and let it go without even you doing anything specially to do that. You see, that is supposed to be a suggestion for us of how to set up a sewage system. It is because of the way man's sewage system works, that is the way the West has been able to invent sewage system. But in my country, Nigeria, there is no sewage system. Even if the ones who are rich and have sewage system, you have to be calling the man to come and pump it every 1 year or every something. You don't pump but when you have a system, that's not a system. If you need to pump it like that, that's not a system. Just like you, nobody is pumping you now. but in the West, nobody pumps anything again. No, the system is closed. The sewage system in the West, nobody pumps. You don't pump anything. It is a centralized system, and it is all coming from the digestive system. It's a sewage system of man. That is a suggestion for us to be able to create a national sewage system. But we don't have a national sewage system in Nigeria. Right now in Nigeria, we are in crisis. We are in trouble with sewage. Because most people, you think that people come and pump out the sewage. I lived in places where I know that people have sewages, but nobody comes to pump them. There's been that since I was born, nobody pumped anything. Let me tell you that one. And if they are not pumping it, There are diseases, there are poisons going on. But that is not even the most horrible thing. In Nigeria now, that's why I must go to Nigeria. And we must quickly put a plan in place to rebuild Nigeria. Because what is happening right now is that everybody wants to have their own local sewage, water system, sewage. But then the tragedy is that also, because there is no water system, no people are now creating boreholes. So they don't know that the sewage that is going inside the water is the one they are pumping out to come and drink through boreholes. So before we realize it, soon everything will crisscross under the ground, and it will be massive epidemic. So before that happens, I must get to that country and talk to somebody and get some things going. Because we don't work by system. There should have been a different water system. There should have been a different sewage system that is where it's refined and it's clean and everything is but people are not thinking. People just want to get salary and get big cars and big houses. They are not thinking with their head. But in Europe, people are not thinking too. But the system has been created before they were born. They are just maintaining it in Europe here. But we had the colonization. They had, they just gave us the country the way we did. The Christian systems were never created. Something was put in place a little bit, but nobody has created systems for us. Either it's water system or sewage system, electricity system. The people don't know what system is. So we just have a little. We know there must be lights, there must be sewage, there must be waters, but we don't. Everybody just do what they can do. So we need to have a mind. We need to have people with the brain, with the thinking faculty to think about these things and now create everything. I'm going to have I think maybe after when I finish with the basic teaching on systems and I enlighten you and you know how to build everything, then I'm going to show you practical examples of systems. So I'm going to use Nigeria as one of. So the system is already created. And also, I'm going to show you a system of how our infrastructure and our nation can function through infrastructure as good as the infrastructure in Germany. At least not worse than that. Better than infrastructure in America. And we have already built that also. The system is created. And if you know something about system, is that the creation of system itself is 75% of the work. So we have done that. I've also created a system of taking Nigerians, because right now we're in crisis. We are not a country. We just have a name. Right now, 50% of Nigerians are illiterate. 100 million, we have 200 million almost. 100 million of them cannot even read and write, talk less of being literate. Even the ones that say they are literate, we don't get the kind of literate. Just to know how to read and write. But 50% don't even know how to read and write. So I have a system in place of in 1 year, how to make the whole of Nigeria literate. We have created that system also. So I don't even know how many I should show you before you go. I don't think we have enough time to be able to show you everything. So that's a system as well. But not just to make them literate, to read and write, but a system to make them really literate. To teach them the whole of Nigeria in 1 year, teach them how to be literate, read and write, and also teach them about value systems. And also teach them about the real qualification for education, which is questioning, which is cause and effect, which is laws. So we have a whole system we have built to take the whole of Nigeria through that process in 1 year. The only problem that I've not been able to resolve right now is what will be the attitude of politicians. Would they allow me to work? That's the only problem I'm right now having. But apart from all that, I don't have any other problem. The system has been created. But, because the country, so there are some things you cannot just do. we need the support of politics and policies and politicians. So, but if the politicians will understand me and will hear me and will listen, then we are going to have a new Nigeria in our lifetime.
Amen.
So, but the point I'm just trying to make is that system is everything. System is everything. You can build system to resolve any problem. So let's go do that again. System is what helps us to have a definite result that is stable, that is predictable, that is automatic, but it must be built by somebody. And the way to build it is to first of all know the algorithms, the laws and the principles that are behind that thing you want to build. Pay the price of going through it and building it. And then once you have built a system, it functions like this. We need to build a system for our sewage system, We need to build a system for mad people. So that a system is their ecosystem whereby no madman will. I mean, if you look at Africa, if you have been to Africa, people are, I'm talking of human beings, could go naked in the street in Africa. And nobody will even budge. Everybody just going their own way. They're just living their own lives. I mean, people, human beings. That is what human beings is? The image and likeness of God. And you will see not just one, by accident. There will be like thousands in a country or in a city. And politicians are sleeping at night. You have human beings, and politicians are sleeping at night. Christians are sleeping at night. What are you telling me? Are we humans? I'm not sure. That's why I must go back to Africa. We need to build a system that will be in control of mad people, that will be able to clean them up, collect them, minister love to them, help them. Everything needs a system in Africa. And that's why I say one of the best things we could do is to introduce system building into our secondary school curricula. Then make sure that our kids, while they were still in secondary school, they start building apps and startups and using systems to resolve some of these things. We have a lot of work to do, and the only way for us to catch up with all the challenges at hand is to teach as many people as possible to work by system, to build systems.
To become history makers.
Yes, to become history maker that learn how to work by system and build system, to use system to resolve our many, many problems. So I'm going to ask you a quick question. What have you understood from this definition of what is a system? Anybody wants to say anything? Oh, you wanted to say something? Right, go ahead and talk.
No, all right. I think.
Sorry, I was just lost in my own.
It's all right, dear. Thank you. I think I'm just learning a lot. I think one of them is when you talked about God as the one who sets up system. The whole universe is a big system, and everything runs like the original discussion about what a system is. And Genesis, I think as you just thought about Genesis chapter 2, the Bible says, and God created the heavens and the earth, and on the same seventh day God rested from his work. Amen.
And why was he able to rest? Because
rested.
the system.
So he rested. So the Sabbath, which is a major thing for us Christians, we don't even know why the Sabbath is there. The system of rest that God had is because the system, he has set up a system
that
which is stable,
itself,
predictable, and is automatic.
Yes,
so
and it
reproduces itself. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to say.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Profound. But I want to know if you people understand systems the way I've described it, or maybe it's not clear enough. Can anybody say in his own, you got in your own words, what do you think these systems are? Anybody wants to say? Just raise up your hand if you want to describe what system is. It's there. Just say it in your own words. I just want to know what you got. Think about it. You see, when I'm saying it, you people get excited. I want you to say it.
I would say system will help us to get definite and successful results. Anything that is being put in place to help us to get a positive result that is we don't have to worry about how is the outcome going to be. It's going to successfully repeat itself.
Now you've been in Europe, you've been living in Canada in the West for like 20-30 years.
Yes.
Now you see what I'm going to say now is about all of us, right? And it's not personal. Can you see how annoying it is that we Africans, we come to Europe and ask to become refugees because they have put systems in place? We see that things are working, and what is annoying for me is that our people are just satisfied that, oh, I got residence. You are rejoicing that you got residence. Or I got this country's passport. So what kind of human beings we will say we are? So, and we have 14 million of us thinking like that. Just you are rejoicing, not that we are now capable of creating our own system. So, not that now we got it. We got these people's secrets.
Like I said earlier, sir, that when my husband finished, and
he wanted to do it.
He had this knowledge of how to piece his engine.
Can he still walk?
He's 70 years older. He can piece his engine. We don't have to worry when we are driving a car and he broke down on the road. He will fix it. His uncle hired him, Chifalai, to help him fix all his tractors. It's a long story. The only 2 tractors that was assigned to my husband were the only 2 tractors that worked in his farm. We got home, there was no help.
And that's what we are saying. The person whose name she just mentioned, which I will not repeat, that person used to be in government.
Yeah.
That person used to be about the 3rd or 4th person, maybe 4th person in Nigeria.
Yes.
And he couldn't use this man to put a system like I'm saying now. Because our people don't think system. And the man is a professor. The man is educated. The man used to be the central bank director or governor. He used to be the secretary to the federal government.
Yep.
And he had somebody who is a cousin coming. We would have put our industry, machine production industry in place since that time, since the 80s.
Yeah.
But because our people don't think in terms of systems to maintain, to create a system of, you said go to my farm and fix my tractors.
Yeah.
Is that what somebody coming from Canada is supposed to be doing?
That was why we ran back.
What else is something? Yeah.
So many people like that have these great ideas.
So our whole problem is the whole thing of our approach to life. We are still approaching life from that angle of survival, making it, income, and status, instead of understanding how life functions again, and being able to remodel life, create life, and put system in place for things to function. Anyway.
I understand
System.
the system to be something that, as stated there, it's something that is giving peace of mind.
Okay.
Because when we have anything running smoothly without disturbances, we're also looking at sustainability. on the other hand, so that at least we can maintain. Because even if there are countries that have their systems in place, but they still need, to sustain those systems. And for those systems, like systems in place, I am learning that there are things that we have been exposed to, but because there is lack of systems, so we don't know how to. We have not learned to appreciate systems, especially in Africa,
That's
because
the whole problem. That's the whole problem.
The very people that sit, at the top of everything, they keep on distracting the systems. They keep on making us not to appreciate that we have smooth systems. Like, for instance, I'm appreciating my country as
Better
you are
now.
talking. As you're talking about some of the things that we have, other African countries don't have. But they will be coming to brainwash us. Like, for instance, I'm in a system, like I was saying here.
Education system.
I have a school that, I put systems together, aligning them to what is there. But I'm seeing that what we have there is nothing than the system that, I can come up with here and try and implement, so that, it brings life and changes. Even the government that is there, looking at what our school will be capable of putting a new system altogether, will admire and see that model, they can follow.
Beautiful.
So, systems are good.
Okay, you want to say something? So what do you understand system to be so far?
A couple of things.
Okay.
The way I understand it is, system is a combination of, because before you have a system, you will need to have a structure in place.
Beautiful. Hey, you are getting ahead. I've not even mentioned that yet, but you are smart. You are getting ahead. It's getting ahead of me.
So you kind of like you have structures, but you now also have to put a process in place together with the structure.
Have you read the book?
No.
No. Beautiful.
Yeah, and so the combination of the different structures and the process. Once you put once you automate that combination of
structures and
process, it becomes because of systems. And the reason I said this is because going back to Africa,
getting it right.
going back to Africa and Nigeria in particular, is that let me put it, we have a system, but unfortunately the system is a negative system, and it's a system.
It's a system by itself too.
Yeah, it's a system by itself, because it's a system that kills. It's a system that kills ideas. A system that
backwards.
Yeah, it's a backward system that destroys. And that's why somebody like the man the CV you just read to us now, that's why he's in Europe.
He couldn't get any
and he will
help
never go back. Why? Because he knows that once he goes back, that is the end of his, because the system that we have unconsciously developed will destroy that. Because I remember far back, so a couple of years back now, whereby I and a group of people then in Lagos, we came together and we just thought of an idea on how to build, how to come up. I didn't even know whether it was a system there or what, but how to build something that would just like keep the environment clean and now scale it up. So we came together, we drafted it, and we did a proposal to the then Commissioner of Environment, and that was the end. You will never see that. Why? Because maybe you don't have money to bribe, or somebody else might take your idea, just implement it for 2-3 months, take billions, and that would be the end of the program. But one thing that struck me was when I came to UK and I saw the transportation system that they've put in place. And I was privileged to work in some governmental projects and discovered the amount of revenue the UK generate alone from just transportation. It was mind-blowing.